The ancient Kethvar tomb stood defiant against 3 solar cycles of the galaxy's most brilliant minds. Its obsidian walls, carved with intricate geometric patterns that seemed to shift in the light, had confounded xenoarchaeologists, quantum physicists, and even the Galactic Council's most experienced codebreakers. The inscription above the sealed entrance was clear enough. Only the pure blood of Kethvar royalty may wake the eternal sleepers. Dr. Elsa Vorn, the expedition's lead xenolinguist, traced her fingers along the alien script for the 1,000th time. Her pale blue skin shimmered with frustration as her 4 eyes studied every curve and angle. As a Zephyrian, she possessed one of the most analytical minds in known space, capable of processing 17 different thought streams simultaneously. Yet this tomb remained an enigma. "Still nothing?" asked Zia Chen, the human cultural anthropologist, as she approached carrying 2 cups of synthetic coffee. Her dark hair was tied back in a practical ponytail, and dust from the dig site had settled on her khaki field clothes. "The biomolecular scanners confirm it again," Elsa said, accepting the coffee gratefully. "The lock requires Kethvar royal DNA, but the last of their bloodline died out over 10,000 years ago when their star went supernova. This tomb should remain sealed forever." Zia sipped her coffee and gazed at the massive stone door. The humans had only joined the galactic community 50 years ago, making them the newest and, by most accounts, the most peculiar members of the Cosmic Alliance. While other species had evolved specialized abilities over millions of years, humans seemed to be evolutionary generalists, adapting to almost any environment with stubborn persistence. "What exactly are we hoping to find in there?" Zia asked. "According to the outer chamber inscriptions, it contains the Kethvar archive, their entire civilization's knowledge stored in quantum crystals. Medical advances, star charts of unmapped regions, perhaps even the secret to their legendary longevity technology." Elsa's voice carried a note of wonder. "They lived for millennia, Zia. Imagine what we could learn." The dig team had grown smaller over the months as various species representatives returned home in defeat. The crystalline collective's mathematicians had declared the puzzle unsolvable. The hive mind of Proxima had processed every possible combination of genetic markers without success. Even the ancient ethereals, who claimed to remember the Kethvar from their youth, had departed in frustration. Now only Elsa, Zia, and a skeleton crew of graduate students remained at the remote archaeological site on the dead world of Kethvar Prime. "You know what I find strange?" Zia said, walking closer to examine the intricate door carvings. "Every other tomb we've found has multiple failsafes. Hidden passages, emergency overrides, maintenance entrances. This one seems to have put all its security eggs in one genetic basket." Elsa nodded thoughtfully. The Kethvar were remarkably single-minded in their approach to most things. Their art, their architecture, their technology, everything followed rigid patterns and hierarchies. "It's actually quite—" She was interrupted by a sudden sneeze from Zia, who had gotten too close to some ancient pollen that had been stirred up by the morning wind. It was an entirely ordinary human sneeze, the kind that happened thousands of times across human space every second. But something extraordinary occurred. The tomb's massive door shuddered. Ancient mechanisms dormant for millennia began to hum with awakening power. Geometric patterns along the entrance flared with brilliant blue light, and the sound of massive stone gears grinding against each other echoed across the dig site. Both women stumbled backward in shock as the door slowly began to slide open, revealing a corridor that pulsed with the same blue luminescence. "That's impossible," Elsa whispered, her 4 eyes wide with disbelief. The genetic scanners showed nothing. No Kethvar DNA, no royal bloodline markers. "You're entirely human." Zia stared at the opening tomb, then at her own hands as if seeing them for the first time. Maybe the scanners missed something. Some kind of convergent genetic evolution? But even as she said it, she knew it couldn't be true. Humans had been thoroughly cataloged since joining the galactic community. Their genetic code was remarkably simple compared to most spacefaring species, almost primitive in its straightforward double helix structure. Elsa was already running new scans with her portable equipment, her analytical mind racing through possibilities. "Wait," she said suddenly. "The biomolecular residue from your sneeze. It's not just human DNA, there are traces of something else, something that shouldn't exist." She paused, checking her readings again. "Zia, your sneeze contained microscopic organisms. Bacteria, viruses, cellular fragments from everything you've ever been exposed to. It's like a genetic library of your entire planet's biosphere. Understanding dawned on Zia's face. Earth was a crossroads. Billions of years of evolution, mass extinctions, genetic mixing. Every human carries traces of everything that ever lived on our world. Including, Elsa said with growing excitement, genetic material from ancient impact events, meteors carrying organic compounds from across the galaxy, panspermia, the theory that life spreads between worlds through space debris. The tomb's entrance had fully opened now, revealing crystalline walls that seemed to sing with stored knowledge. The Kethvar weren't just looking for their own royal bloodline, Zia realized. They were looking for evidence of the universal genetic heritage, proof that all life in the galaxy shares common ancestry. They knew that eventually someone would come along carrying the genetic echoes of countless worlds. Elsa's excitement was palpable. Humans don't just carry human DNA. You carry the genetic memory of your entire planet's evolutionary history, including the cosmic dust and organic compounds that originally seeded Earth with life, some of which came from Kethvar space, millions of years ago. They stood together at the threshold of the ancient tomb, human and Zephyrian, looking into a repository of knowledge that had waited 10,000 years for the right key, not a key of pure bloodline or technological sophistication, but one of cosmic connectivity and evolutionary persistence. So, Zia said with a grin, shall we go see what they left for us? As they stepped into the tomb together, the walls lit up with warm, welcoming light. Somewhere in the quantum crystals ahead, the archived wisdom of an entire civilization waited to be rediscovered. Unlocked not by royal blood, but by the beautiful, chaotic, persistent genetic heritage of a species that had never stopped exploring, never stopped carrying the universe within them. The tomb had indeed opened for royalty, just not the kind anyone had expected.